Welcome, everybody, to a brand new Blu-ray and DVD out and about video today. And this week sees the release of the musical drama. Oh God, it's being released upon the world yet again. Cats is hitting store shelves, along with the family adventure Doolittle, the romantic drama Little Women, and Arrow Video is releasing a 2-disc limited edition set of the 1974 horror film Beyond the Door, plus much more. So let's go see the deals, exclusives, and we're at our first location, Walmart. So let's go in and see what they got. All right, everybody, we are in at Walmart here with this display for Doolittle. Look, nice. Really nice. Look at that display. Really cool. I'm actually really surprised that they did a display for Doolittle. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Nice little display for Doolittle, considering the movie actually bombed at the box office. Really weird, dude. And the first thing I'm seeing here is they have the Blu-ray, DVD, and digital of Doolittle for $22.96. They have the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray digital for $27.96, and they have the DVD for $17.96 right here. Now, I got a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime, and now I remember when the trailer came out, and a lot of people really didn't like the trailer. They were really unimpressed by the trailer, and they kind of felt like the movie was, like, it didn't look like this epic adventure that maybe they were promised. It says an epic adventure here. But, see, the weird thing about this movie, guys, the weird thing about it is that it's really pretty much like the third main adaptation of Doolittle. Yes, there's been sequels here and there of Doolittle films, but there was that 1967 movie with Rex Harrison, which actually was really cool. It was kind of like a period piece movie, and of course him talking to animals. It was kind of like this epic adventure mixed with a little bit of comedy in there. And then they had the 1998 comedy with Eddie Murphy, and that was more of a modernized take, him being sort of a modern doctor and just discovering these sort of powers that he has, and, you know, just kind of wanting to deny them, in the comedy of that. I actually really like that 98 Eddie Murphy movie. I know a lot of people don't really talk about it all that much. They really don't, but it's actually not a bad movie. Actually, it's really good. I actually kind of like it quite a bit. Haven't watched it in years, though. And I've always wanted to see them do more Doolittle stuff, because it's always been ripe for another adaptation. Yeah, they had Dr. Doolittle 2 and 3 from sort of the Eddie Murphy stuff, but those movies, I don't really like those two films. I don't think they're as good as that one with Eddie Murphy, but I wanted to give this one a chance. I had heard so many bad things about Doolittle, guys. I had heard really, really just not very good things about this movie. I'm not gonna lie. And I went into the movie with a little bit of hesitation once I sort of rented it off of Amazon Prime. And I have to be honest with you, it's not a terrible movie. It really isn't. It's actually kind of cute. I like the adventure aspect to it. I like them on the ship, sort of setting sail on this adventure with the animals and him talking to them, and sort of the sort of cutesy comedy of it. I kind of like that. But at the same time, the movie doesn't really know what it wants to be. There's like fart and burp humor in there, and it kind of feels like it's lazily done at times. Is it supposed to be a period piece drama? Is it supposed to be a kid's film? Is it supposed to be an adventure movie? Like, it's trying to be everything, but yet nothing at the same time. It's very weird, dude. It felt like it was very push and pull a lot of times. And I remember there being this Reddit post that came out from somebody on the production or something that said that basically the director did not know what he was doing, had never done a movie of this scale before with such CGI. They didn't know where to place the camera. They didn't know what type of movie they wanted to make. They were rewriting this thing constantly. This was literally a mess of a production, and it honestly shows. I mean, the movie is not an absolute train wreck the way everybody says it is, but it's not exactly the best movie it could have been. You know what I mean? And I think that's really the shame in this, is that it had a lot of really great potential to be something really unique and interesting, but it just kind of fails, dude, unfortunately. It really does. And even Downey here, who Downey kind of feels lackluster in this movie. Not only that, but the CGI sometimes is really good and other times is not so hot. The movie's kind of a mess, dude. It's a mess. It's not the worst thing you've ever seen in your life. I had enjoyment watching it, but I didn't outright love the movie, and I thought, is it a good time waster? Yeah, it's a good time waster, but outside of that, I can't say that it's a really great movie, and it's worth a watch if you're a fan of sort of the Doolittle films before this, but going with low expectations, guys. You might be surprised, like I was a little bit, but nowhere near as good as I wanted it to be, by far, guys. Real shame, though, but not an outright absolute piece of garbage either. Somewhere in between, man. Not bad here. And again, I'm really surprised about this display, because Doolittle, again, bombed at the box office, so I'm surprised that they have a display for this. But hey, man, showing Doolittle a little love. Not half bad, man. All right, well, let's see what else Walmart's got. All right, everybody, we are under the new releases here, and I am absolutely shocked. We actually have some stuff over here to actually check out. This is really shocking, guys. My God, dude, I was not expecting this. You have this 3-movie collection, Blu-ray and digital, only at Walmart, for the Bad Boys movies for $29.96. Now, this here actually has the first Bad Boys, Bad Boys 2, and the third Bad Boys movie that came out not too long ago, Bad Boys for Life. So I'm assuming Bad Boys for Life is just the digital, and these two ones are the Blu-ray. Not bad for all you Bad Boys lovers out there. Now, mind you, I will definitely give my thoughts soon when Bad Boys for Life hits physical media, but I do want to say, man, that I am really looking forward to checking Bad Boys for Life out. I have not watched it yet, but I love the first 2 Bad Boys movies, man. They're sort of guilty pleasures of mine, so I'm hoping Bad Boys for Life is just as good as the first 2, man. Sort of crossing my fingers, man. I'm really hoping, dude. So hopefully it's a good time. I can't wait to check it out, man. Can't wait till that hits on physical. You also over here have the Blu-ray, DVD, and digital of Little Women for $19.96. The DVD digital for $17.96 right here. And I got a chance to check this out on Amazon Prime. Now, I was interested in checking this one out. I don't know if I really wanted to check it out in the theaters, but I really wanted to give it a go, because it's so interesting. Little Women has been adapted many times, man. It's been adapted over the years, dude. I mean, starting all the way back in 1918, I believe that there was an adaptation. There was a 1933 adaptation with Katharine Hepburn. 1949 with Elizabeth Taylor. There's been so many ones. They've had adaptations that were more modernized, more that sort of stuck to the source material. The one I remember the most is from '94 with Winona Ryder and Christian Bale. That's the one that I remember the most. But I know people have sort of their favorites among the Little Women canon, which there's so many of them, dude. Miniseries, so much. And this was yet another adaptation, so I thought, okay, yet another one. But I had heard so many people really loving this movie, and so many people coming out and praising it, and I was thinking to myself, okay, maybe this one is really good. I gotta give this one a look. And so I decided, okay, I'm gonna bite the bullet and rent it off of Amazon Prime. And I honestly was not disappointed, guys. I was not disappointed at all, honestly. This is such a really fantastic adaptation of Little Women. It sticks more towards the source material of the book, you know, in sort of the period piece style of it, with the sisters and their lives and the ups and downs and marriages and death and everything that these sisters had to deal with. It's a phenomenal movie. It's incredibly well acted here. I thought everybody did an amazing job. Saoirse Ronan, Emma Watson, Florence Pugh, Laura Dern, Timothée Chalamet, Meryl Streep. Everybody hits it out of the park here. The acting is brilliant here. The directing is amazing. The set design, the way the film looks, it's everything down to the minutia detail. Clothing, everything is absolutely stunning with this movie. You get to know the characters, you get to feel for them, you get to feel for their struggles and their drama and the love that they have for one another. Such an amazing movie, guys. I was not disappointed with this. I went into the movie thinking, oh, yet another adaptation. It's not going to be that good. It's going to be really lame, and it's just going to be one of those sort of tired remakes that we get every single year. Another damn remake. But honestly, this one was a really pleasant surprise, and it's really delightful. I think that's the best thing to say, is it's delightful. And it really is true, man. I was really feeling for these characters, and I was really invested in the story. And there's some adaptations of Little Women where I'm not quite interested in the story and the characters. I think it depends on how you go about the story, for if you really care about it or not, and how you really approach the material. Some of the adaptations are not so great, but this one actually was really good, guys. So definitely give this one a look. Really, really worth it, man. Honestly, not bad at all, dude. Not bad one bit. Really shocked by this one. Then over here, I am seeing they have... Oh boy. Yes, they have the Blu-ray DVD digital of Cats for $22.96. They have the DVD for $17.96 over here. Oh my god. Oh god, do I have to talk about this? Oh crap. Yes, guys. Now, Nick and I did a movie review on Cats. You can catch it on the movie review playlist. I'll also put a link down below in the description if you guys want to hear our full and complete thoughts on the movie. God help us. We actually survived this, tortured our eyeballs by having to watch it. Oh boy, man. Look, there's been a lot of really great musicals to hit the cinemas. You guys know this. And I was surprised that it took Cats as long as it did, because I thought Cats is really popular. Cats has been on Broadway for years and years and years. People have really loved it. It's been very popular. And I thought, oh, wow, it's kind of interesting that it took this long. And then the trailer came out. And the trailer was like the stuff of nightmares, dude. Like, oh my god, man. Like, it just looked so bizarre and weird. And the cat people and the faces, and something was so off about it. And I couldn't really know what to say, man. It was so odd and weird. And I think everybody really felt that way. And then you saw the movie, and the movie was just kind of a big old train wreck, really. I mean, the story really doesn't make any sense. The acting is not really great. The CGI here, like, there's moments where you look at the cat makeup and you're like, okay, some of it looks CGI, and other times it looks like makeup appliances that are put on. Like, it's so inconsistent. The singing here is, at times it's really great, and other times it's really rough. Like, it's really bad. Like, there's certain people that cannot sing to save their lives. Like, Idris Elba's not really great here. Ian McKellen and Judi Dench, God bless their hearts, but they're not good singers, unfortunately. At least not in this movie. I thought the movie just was really bizarre. Like, some of the cats are wearing costumes, and others are just having the fur and completely nude and naked. It's supposed to be in the cat world where there's these big tall buildings and big humans, but yet there's like these sort of cat bars and cat clubs that they go to, and stage plays that they do. It's so weird, dude. So goddamn weird, man. And like I said, you don't even really get to know any of the characters here. I mean, that was the problem. Like, it goes from one musical to the next. It just hops from one thing to the next here. One musical it goes to. And that's it. Like you introduce a character, they have some sort of musical number, and then after that, you go off to the next sort of character introduction with a little musical thing, and that's it. Like there's no real plot here and nothing to really carry you or get to know the characters or care about the competition that they're having, anything. This is such a bizarre and weird movie, dude, and it doesn't really make any sense. The cat makeup and everything is just, you're like, wait a minute, what? Like, they don't quite look like cats. They look like they're metamorphosing like werewolves, but they've stopped like mid transformation, and now you just want to shoot them and put them out of their misery. Like it's like, God, oh man, yeah, this one really failed on literally almost every level, and it's a real shame because I'm sure the cat's play is really good, but this one did not do this justice at all, guys. It really didn't, man. I hate to say it, but boy, it really failed, man. And I know what you guys are thinking, or some of you. You're thinking, well, I'm gonna watch this. I'm stuck in, and with the whole like shutdown, and why not give this a chance? It can't be that bad, guys. It is that bad. Do not torture yourself. I'm begging you. Do not torture yourself. I torture myself, but you don't have to do it. Promise. Promise me, goddammit. Promise me. You're not gonna do this. This is bad, dude. Ooh. Oh, man. So weird. Stay away from it, guys, please. I beg of you. Not sure this one's really gonna sell, but if it does, I'd be shocked, dude. Interesting. And very interesting that they actually have the physical media here. Dude, I was shocked by this. I was not prepared to see that they have this. They have Little Women. Doolittle. Not bad, actually. Dude, usually this Walmart does not have the media out now. This was a pure shocker, but a pleasant surprise indeed, man. Not bad. All right. Let's head out. Who knew that it took a pandemic in order for them to put out the new releases for the week? Who knew, guys? Wow, man. Let me tell you something, guys. This is actually really great that we got all the physical media this week. It is really, really cool, man. I came in here, I was not expecting to see any of the new releases this week, but they shocked me with all the big name titles. They shocked me with a Doolittle display, which I was not prepared for. Yeah, not bad this week over at this Walmart. Usually, I've lately haven't been able to say that they've done a good job, but yeah, this week is pretty different, man. Not bad at all, man. Yeah, some indie stuff came out this week as well that they don't have, but hey, baby steps. Baby steps, guys. But not bad this week at all. Some pretty cool stuff here that they got all the new releases. So if you're shopping around for toilet paper and paper towels and all that jazz and want to check out a movie, go ahead. Not going to do you any harm to check out the media, especially if you're into some of the movies. Why not give them a go? All right. Not bad this week here at Walmart. Pretty good. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's head to the next location. See what they got. All right, everybody. We are at our second location, Target. And it's pretty much a ghost town. Most places you go to. Walmart was as well. Not many people are really going out. If you're going out, you're going out for the essentials, a little bit of food. Movies are not essential. Look, I'll freely admit it. Movies are not essential. And, if you don't have to go out and don't want a new release, the physical copy, stay home, please. Why am I still going out? I know a lot of you guys have been asking that question. Why am I still going out? Why am I still doing this? And I understand that you guys are really concerned for me. I know some of you guys are flat out pissed at me. Some of you guys just want to go through the TV or the cell phone or the computer screen or whatever you guys are watching this from and just choke the living crap out of me. I get it. Trust me. But I still want to do this. And I think the reason why for me personally is because I still I still want a sense of normalcy. I still want to go to the couple of stores that I do and check out the media, good, bad, whatever. It helps with keeping me sane. On top of that, I still want to give you guys entertainment and I want to still supply you guys with videos and I care about you guys. I care about you guys being stuck at home and not being able to go out. So I figure why not I do it for you? Doesn't hurt. On top of that, man, it's just this is something I really just love doing. And I love going out and showing the media and giving my opinions and thoughts and really engaging with you guys. That's what I love to do. And I just want to feel like I want to contribute to something, contribute to society, even in the most smallest of ways. Whether that's doing a YouTube video for your entertainment, showing off stuff, it's just something for me that I feel like I've accomplished something. I know that sounds really weird and bizarre, and most of you guys are going to be like, "What the fuck?" But it makes sense to me. And I'm still using the hand sanitizer. I'm still washing my hands on a regular basis. I get home and washing my clothes and spraying stuff down, and I'm still doing everything that I am meaning to do to keep myself safe. But this is just something I love doing, and even if it's just going to two stores or something, it still means a lot to me. It really honestly does, guys. So that's why I'm still doing it. I know you guys are ready to crack me over the head, bind me to my apartment, but it's just something I like to do, dude. And I feel it's just kind of cool to still give you guys something to watch every now and again. So that's why I do it. Good, bad, ugly. It's what I love, man. So hopefully you guys are along for the ride. In the meantime, actually, Walmart surprised me. A lot of really great selection in releases. A lot of stuff that I did not expect for that Walmart to have. And not bad selection this week. And usually when they do, Target delivers. So I'm expecting Target to deliver this time. Pandemic, shutdown, physical media still goes on. So let's check out what Target's got this week. All right, everybody, we are in over at Target here, and the first thing I'm seeing is they have the Blu-ray DVD digital of Doolittle for $22.99. They also have the DVD over here for $17.99 as well. Now, I want to talk about my man Downey, Robert Downey Jr. Now, I love Downey, dude. I mean, we're talking about Johnny B. Good. We're talking Back to School. We're talking Chaplin, Air America, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. So many really wonderful movies that he's been a part of over the years. And he's such a wonderful actor, man. He has such great swag to him, I would say. And he's just an actor that you love watching on the screen. But then the whole drug thing happened and he was in jail and he had to pay the price for that. And then when he got out, nobody wanted to hire this guy. He was a risk to any major studio. They did not want to touch him with a 10-foot pole. Not a 6-foot pole like people are doing now, a 10-foot pole. Yes. And there were a few people that tried to help him out, like Shane Black helped with Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Mel Gibson put him in a couple things as well. But again, a lot of major studios just did not want to go for this guy, man. I mean, even Fincher really gave him a great role in Zodiac, which is a really great movie as well. But really give it to Jon Favreau and Marvel, who really took a gamble with him. Didn't know whether it was going to work. Didn't know really what was going to go down with him. If he was going to be worth it. They believed in him, and they had faith in it, and it paid off. And Downey came back in a big bad way, man. He really did. He became hugely popular again, and that role of Tony Stark really made him, be beloved all over again. It really honestly did. And the problem now with Downey that I find is not the fact of, Downey isn't popular anymore. It's that, what does Downey do post Endgame? Because being Tony Stark, he made a lot of money. People really loved him in that role. People really cherished it. But at the same time, what what is really going to keep his name out there and keep him alive in sort of movie fan terms? Because the problem with Hollywood, and I've said it a number of times, is that if you're not producing good stuff for Hollywood and hits, they don't want to hear from you. They don't want to know you. And that's the thing about it. They just don't. And Downey has to play it very interesting now, because when he did The Judge, I didn't mind The Judge. I thought The Judge was good, but The Judge really was sort of lackluster, didn't do good box office, and he had to go back to Tony Stark again. He had to go back to that world. He had to go back to Marvel, which isn't a bad thing, but he, didn't hit out of the park the way he wanted to. And now post Endgame doing Doolittle, I think he was hoping that, people were going to come out because of his name. I think people were hoping that, it's this cool, epic adventure, great sort of Dr. Doolittle name and movie series and talking to animals and for kids, and thought it was going to be big, and it wasn't. And so now I'm really concerned about Downey. Where does Downey go from here? Does he go back to Marvel? Does he maybe do some other stuff with Marvel, even though that would kind of be a cheat? Would he do it? There's been talk of like DC wanting him for like a superhero stuff, which I would honestly not. I would not do that if I was him, dude. I would stay away from that big time. Where does he go now? I mean, he has his own production company, but it's so tough for Downey, man, because trying to get out of that image of Tony Stark now is going to be really, really tough. And I can see why there's a lot of actors who don't want to be stuck in the same role for decades upon decades, because everybody only sees them as that role, right? And I think that's Downey's concern right now, is how to get out of that Tony Stark mentality. It's going to be really tough for him. No lie, man. I don't know what he's got next on the docket, but if I was him, I would be very careful in what he picks, because you only have really a few chances to break out of this, and that's it. Doolittle was a chance to try. I give him credit. It didn't quite pay off, but maybe it was worth the gamble. There were so many problems with this movie, production wise, that really carried over to watching the movie. And even Downey's performance here just comes off as kind of lazy, unfortunately. I don't know whether it's his fault or whether the movie just didn't really inspire him the way that maybe other movie roles have, or other directors. Who knew? But he's got to be very careful, man. I'm very curious, guys, what you think of Downey and what you think of the future that Downey's going to have to deal with post Endgame and movies like Doolittle. Definitely let me know, man. You've got here Talk to the Animals, Becoming the Good Doctor, and more. Not bad special features. Like I said, it's a good watch. It's a good time waster of a watch, I would say. More than just a good watch, but it's not a train wreck, but at the same time, when you watch it, you know why it failed, though. If you're curious, definitely give it a look. My favorite of all the Doolittle films is still the Eddie Murphy one, though. Then over here, they have the Blu-ray DVD digital of Little Women for $19.99, the DVD digital for $17.99, and yes, this movie is directed by Greta Gerwig. And I want to talk about Greta Gerwig for a second, because she's a decent actress. I've liked her in certain things, particularly in House of the Devil, which I thought was really cool. She had a small role in that, which I really liked. But she's becoming a really great director, too. She really is, man. I remember watching Lady Bird and was really just blown away by how great Lady Bird was and how great Greta Gerwig did. And I was thinking about like female directors, man, like how few and far between female directors are. I mean, they're getting more prominent, but not as much as they should. I mean, people like Greta Gerwig are really out there. You have Ava DuVernay, Karen Kusama, Catherine Hardwicke, Catherine Bigelow. Angelina Jolie has done a lot of directing as well. And I love seeing these movies from a female perspective and seeing how they handle sort of the story and the elements that most people would just consider sort of a man's world of directors. But the fact that females can go out there and do just as good of a project, there's so many wonderful movies out there that are directed by women, and I hopefully will continue to see this trend. Greta Gerwig is really great, and she's a really great director, and I can see her actually doing a lot more. I really honestly can. It's kind of weird because the next project I see her doing, which is really odd, is that I heard that she may be attached to do like a live action sort of Barbie movie, which I sort of thought about that. I'm like, for like some sort of like female empowerment statement, she's doing Barbie. That would be really weird, but I'd kind of be interested to see it just from Greta Gerwig's point of view, how she would handle a story like that. That would be very fascinating to me, man. Really, honestly fascinating, dude. I'd be very interested. I mean, like I said, I think females can do great, fantastic stories, great, fantastic movies, and there's been many of them. I mean, Catherine Bigelow with Near Dark, Karen Kusama with the Invitation. You know, so many really wonderful stuff Ava DuVernay's done. I think I think what will happen, I think, is that the door has been open for more directors coming in. But you see some of those older directors who've passed away, people like Penny Marshall, who really opened the door for a lot of these females to really come in and direct. And I can only see it getting better. But definitely let me know, what are some of like your favorite movies that you've watched that you were shocked was directed by a woman? Because sometimes I'll watch a movie and I'll be like, oh, that was really good. And then I notice it was directed by a woman. I'm like, wow, I would have never thought about this in a million years. Definitely let me know what you guys think about that, man. But this is a great adaptation. And Greta Gerwig, big props to her, man. I think she comes from this sort of movie world as an actor and understands the story and the characters and wants to do a good job on that alone. And I think that's why she does such a good job. But you look at the cast here, man. And I think in about 20 or 30 years' time, we're going to look back at this movie and say, wow, look at when all these powerhouse actors was in a movie like this. How awesome. Like, that would be really cool. And look at that. And I think we're going to look back at people like Florence Pugh and Emma Watson and Saoirse Ronan and everybody and be like, these are powerhouse actresses the way we talk about Meryl Streep now, man. But it's a great movie, dude, and honestly a great adaptation that definitely should be watched by far, man. So definitely take a look at this one, guys. Really good, man, by far. Definitely give this one a look, man. Not bad. You get here a new generation of Little Women making a modern classic. Greta Gerwig, women making art, hair and makeup test sequence. Little Women behind the scenes, Orchid House, home of Louise May Alcott. Not bad special features, actually. A lot of stuff here to chew on. Not bad at all, man. And for $19.99, that's a pretty good price, dude. Definitely get up on this if you haven't already, dude. Really good, man. Really good. Pleasantly surprised by this one. Then over here, I'm seeing they have the Blu-ray DVD digital of Cats for $22.99. Oh, good lord. Oh boy. Okay. You know, so as I said earlier at Walmart, there is a lot of really great movies that have come out of musicals. I think of Les Mis, I think of Rent, Rocky Horror Picture Show, Chicago. A lot of really great ones out there, man. Sweeney Todd, which is another one I really love. Sweeney Todd is amazing. I think Sweeney Todd is absolutely fantastic. There's been some really good ones out there. And then there's Cats. And, oh man, it's kind of interesting because I think it depends on how you adapt the movie from the musical, right? I think that's why, because, some of my favorite ones, my favorite musicals, what they do is that they take the play, the Broadway play or something, and they take it and they mix, they do it in a way that honors it, but yet does their own thing. And Cats does that, but I don't know if it was the best adaptation they could have done, man. I mean, I would have liked to have been an animated movie. I almost think an animated movie would have worked over a live action. I really honestly do. I really do believe that. But I just don't, I don't know, man. Just don't see it, dude. I mean, have there been any bad musical adaptations? Well, I guess some of the Les Mis stuff has not been the greatest in the past. Some of the Les Mis stuff has been really weak, depending, and certain ones are better than others. I mean, Russell Crowe can't sing his way out of a paper basket, but whatever, man. But I think more often than not they're more successful. I mean, you look at something like, Mamma Mia, that's really good, that I really enjoyed. I guess it just depends. I guess it depends on how you go about it. And Tom Hooper, who directed this movie, I heard that he's been wanting to do this adaptation of Cats for a really long time, and he ended up like finally wanting to get it done, and the studio gave him money and said, why the hell not? I give him credit for trying. I do, but dude, I don't know, man. Like, this one though, really, I just don't know what would have been the best way to go about this movie. I still am kind of interested to figure out what was the best way to do it, because it wasn't this. I think an animated movie was the way to go. Let me know what you guys think about that. Would you guys have went the animated route, or would you have done a different way of going about it? It's really tough, dude. It really honestly is, man. I don't know, man. I mean, the comedy here is awkward. The makeup effects are awkward. The CGI is awkward. The singing is awkward. Everything about this movie doesn't work. But I guess what I would say is that it's a fascinating train wreck, and that in itself is worth at least maybe giving it a watch. Maybe, I don't know. Oh boy, this thing is something, all right. Boy, this is one of those movies where you literally scratch your head and be like, "Wow, a studio gave them money to make this thing." They did, and I bet they're regretting every single penny of it. I do. You have 40 plus minutes of bonus features. You have 9 lives, a cast of cats, singing live, cat school. Yeah, that one really helped. A director's journey, making music, the art of dance, scaling up, little magic, dancers, making Macavity, and feature commentary. Jesus. They actually had commentary on this thing? There's movies that I love that never get commentaries, and this thing gets a commentary? All right, well, to each their own. That's interesting. Well, oh, God. If you've ever been interested in seeing Rebel Wilson as a horny pussycat, I guess it's better time than any. I saw it once. I'll skip it. Then over here, they also have this DVD of Swift, this animated movie for $9.99 with Kate Winslet and Willem Dafoe. And I think this came out this week as well. However, I've never heard of this one. Birds of a different feather flock together. I think this is one of those sort of knockoff animated films that sort of come out every once in a while. It kind of looks like it. Take flight with this wonderfully uplifting family-friendly journey about standing up for what you believe. This yeah, it kind of just looks like one of those more like knockoff ones that you would see. I don't know really anything about this. Like I said, I'm not huge into animated ones, but the ones I love, I really do. I know people sort of nowadays with the whole thing going on with the shutdown and everything, like people are just finding stuff to watch just to watch it. So maybe a movie like this might be have somebody interested in it for like their kids, but I would definitely look into these sort of knockoff ones before you buy it. You know what I mean? Sometimes blind buying these ones isn't always the best thing, so definitely look into these ones though, guys. Interesting. And interesting selection this week. We definitely have all the new releases. Cats, God Help Us All, Doolittle, and Little Women. And also for you guys, they also have a sale going on. Movies and kids books, buy two, get one free. So I'm assuming that's online as well. It excludes new releases and pre-order movies though, just so you guys are aware. So if you guys are interested in that stuff, definitely give that one a look. And also, it looks like that exclusive for The Rise of Skywalker has sold out, man. It looks like it actually did, which is kind of crazy. Because they had a decent amount of stock in, but I think that all sold. Crazy, man. It was a really great exclusive, though. So if you didn't grab it and are a fan of Rise of Skywalker, definitely check your Target because they may have some left, but they probably are going very fast, man. Not bad. All right. Let's see if they got anything else. And then over here, guys, I'm seeing they have this small little display for Trolls World Tour. And they have the Blu-ray digital of the first Trolls, and it's an only at Target edition, which includes 6 concert wristbands from Trolls World Tour. And I find it funny because it also has $8 movie cash to see Trolls World Tour. And good luck trying to use it because all the theaters are closed, so there's no way to actually use it unless you break into a movie theater. It's about the only way you're actually gonna see it on the big screen. So they do have this here. They have that. They also have an only at Target edition, a Happy Place collection for Trolls with the same 6 concert wristbands as well. And this has Trolls Holiday, and Trolls The Beat Goes On. Jeez. God, they made that much Trolls stuff? Really? Trolls? Good lord, man. They have that, and they also have seasons 1 through 4 of Trolls The Beat Goes On with the same $8 movie cash as well. Now, what's really interesting, right? So, I heard that I believe it's Universal, that Universal released Trolls World Tour on streaming. That basically, if you pay $20, you can rent it and watch it, for how many times as you want until it expires. But I heard that the movie theaters, the Association of Movie Theaters or something, that they are literally pissed at Universal about this, man. They are literally fuming. They're like, we will remember that you released this on streaming, and that they wanted the movie to come out in theaters, that it was going to be revenue for the movie theaters. And I'm like, really? Trolls World Tour? You're really like worried about Trolls World Tour, for Christ's sake? I mean, come on, man. Really? It's very interesting, the conversation that people are having right now with streaming in the movie theaters, because there's a lot of people that I've talked to. They say, well, why don't they just release all these movies on streaming? Why don't they release, Black Widow and Mulan and A Quiet Place Part 2 and all of these ones on streaming? Why do they? And the reason why is because I really do feel it's honestly important. I really do feel it's incredibly important for movie theaters to survive and for these movies to be seen on the big screen. Yeah, you can afford to maybe put Trolls World Tour out on streaming, because was that really going to make a lot of money at the box office? I see something like Artemis Fowl that's going to be coming on Disney Plus. Was that going to make a lot of money at the box office? No, maybe you can sacrifice that to streaming. But there's a lot of big movies that you really don't want to see just go straight to streaming. You know what I mean? I really thought about this. Would you want, the next Mission Impossible movie to go on streaming? Would you want the next movie with The Rock to come on? I mean, Fast and the Furious. Would you want Fast and the Furious, the next one, to come on straight on streaming? I feel there's still a value in movies coming to the theater and seeing it on the big screen. I really do feel that we just shouldn't let these things go straight to streaming and lose the movie theater experience. That's just my opinion, guys. I mean, definitely let me know. Movies like Jurassic World or any of the Harry Potter stuff, Jumanji, the John Wick movies, Godzilla stuff. I mean, these are movies that you want to see on the big screen. You want to have that great experience. I mean, yes, I know that movies, can be seen now on a TV in an epic way with the sound and everything, but something about that theater experience really still gets to me, man. And I don't want to lose that. So I can understand why a lot of movies are being held back, but at the same time, I understand why certain things like Trolls World Tour got put on streaming, and I can see why something like an Artemis Fowl is coming on streaming. I think you have to weigh the benefit of certain movies versus others, and whether or not it's worth it for one movie to go on streaming versus the other. I mean, definitely let me know what you think about that, guys. But I just thought it was really funny. They have some exclusives here for all you Trolls fans out there with the movie cash, but good luck using it. Interesting, guys. All right. Now, I think we can head out. Decent week over here at Target, man. Actually, not so bad. I mean, you've got the selection, you've got all those new releases. Again, big time release week, decent amount that's coming out. Target usually delivers, and this week they definitely did. I was hoping for an exclusive this week, maybe for Little Women or something, but didn't get it here over at Target, man. Now, they might have one over at Best Buy, but unfortunately, because Best Buys are not open right now and there's only curbside delivery, yeah, it's pretty much just you don't really know. So, but neither Walmart nor Target was really in the exclusive game this week, guys. Unfortunately, I hate to say it. But other than that, not too bad this week. And I did actually go and check out the rest of the store. They did still have that Rise of Skywalker display from last week, and I checked whether they had any stock of that exclusive that they was carrying, and they are all sold out. So they do not have any more stock of that exclusive. So this Target definitely sold out of that one big time. Like I said, it's a really cool exclusive. The really great artwork, man. So that one's going pretty fast. And weirdly enough, Walmart actually still had a decent amount of stock left. So the Target one actually is selling out a little bit more than the Walmart one. Crazy, but that's actually the truth. So again, if you like that one, definitely go out and get it. You know, take a gamble and try to go to your Target, especially if you like the movie. Not bad. And the sale is really cool as well. Some really cool titles as well worth checking out. So not bad, guys. Not bad at all here at Target. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's head to the next location. All right, everybody. We are at another Walmart. Well, the one I've usually been going into, checking out some of the other indie releases, whatnot. But before I go in, usually I do this over at Best Buy, but since Best Buy is closed, well, I gotta find some way to talk to you guys about movie trailers, and we're gonna talk about one, and that is Train to Busan presents Peninsula. Now, okay, first off, I gotta tell you guys, I love Train to Busan. Train to Busan is absolutely kick-ass, fantastic. It's one of the best zombie films I have seen in years. Loved the living hell out of it. I really did, man. And I thought, wow, that's a really great singular zombie movie. We really don't need anything more. It's really great. It's a contained story. You deal with these people on the train dealing with this, zombie virus, this epidemic, and trying to survive. Great, perfect, works tremendously. And then years later, I heard rumors of wanting to do a sequel. Maybe it might happen. And all the while I kept thinking, oh, that's really not going to happen. I mean, come on, man. I mean, why mess up a good thing? Really? And then I heard they were making a sequel. And then my first reaction was, why? Why do we need this? What's the point? That's what I first thought. And then once I got over that, I ended up thinking, okay, there's possibilities where this could be cool depending on how they do it, right? Because there's not a lot of great zombie sequels out there. Truth be told, there really isn't, guys. So how is this one gonna fit? How is it gonna work with Train to Busan? Well, now we know a little bit more. You know, before the trailer came out, I heard that this is, yes, it's a sequel to Train to Busan, but it's not like it picks up the same events that happened in that movie. It's many, many years later. The zombie epidemic has gotten a hell of a lot worse. The planet has been overrun. So it's still in that world, but it doesn't pick up with the same characters, I believe. So it's a whole different story, but it's in that same sort of world of the Train to Busan world there, of the zombie epidemic that was going on. And that sort of reminds me a lot of sort of the George Romero movies, where, yes, it was the same world, but we had different characters going through each story. But watching the trailer, man, that trailer looks cool, dude. That trailer looks all kinds of crazy action and just intense zombie horror craziness. And I gotta tell you, I don't know about you guys, but I was so worried. I was literally like, when I heard the trailer was out, I was like, oh no, dude. Oh God, no. Lord, don't let this trailer be bad, bro. Please. I was like, my love for Train to Busan like kicked in. I was like, oh dude, if this trailer sucks, I'm gonna be so pissed that they even made this movie. But thankfully, the trailer's awesome, dude. And you know, the trailer reminds me of like a little bit of Day of the Dead. It reminds me a little bit of like Land of the Dead as well. Like, it has certain like George Romero flavors to it. And you can definitely see in the trailer how they're really big fans of Romero. And you can tell that they're taking sort of Romero stuff and trying to update it for sort of a retelling in sort of a modern way, but yet still brutal and still unrelenting and still very horrific. It looks really cool. It's really just a teaser more than anything else. Doesn't really give you any major plot details or anything like that, but just the feel of the trailer, it just felt very George Romero-like. And, you know, man, I know that we're all sort of really sort of fatigued with zombies. There's been so much like overdoing it with the zombie genre that there's a lot of like, okay, enough, I don't want to deal with it anymore. But then there's certain movies that come out where it kind of gives you a little bit of boost and excitement again for zombie stuff. And Peninsula kind of does that for me, guys. It really does. I don't know how the movie's going to be. It could be complete crap fest. I doubt it. I mean, if it's the same creative force behind Train to Busan, I doubt they're going to really screw this one up. But look, you never know, man. But to me, dude, I am looking forward to this one, and I haven't looked forward to a zombie movie in a really, really long time. So this is like the first in many long times that I've been looking forward to something like this. So I'm definitely on board with this one. At least to give it a look, guys. Definitely let me know what you guys think of Peninsula. In the meantime, let's head into the second Walmart and see what physical media goodies we can check out. Alright guys, we are in at Walmart, and the first thing I am seeing is they have the DVD of The Unexplained with William Shatner Season 1 for $9.98. I didn't even know William Shatner was doing TV again. Really? The Unexplained with William Shatner. How's it? Tackle subjects that have mystified mankind for centuries, from Japan's ominous suicide forest to strange creatures like the chupacabra to bizarre voodoo rituals. Really? Ooh, interesting. God. You gotta love the Shats, man. You got to love the Shats, dude. I love William Shatner, man. He's so quirky, dude, but I love him so much. Huh. William Shatner, dude. He's doing TV again. I've always liked these type of TV shows, these sort of weird shows talking about the sort of unexplained or the things that can't be figured out by modern science or something. Really cool stuff, dude. I've always loved this kind of weird stuff, dude. Dude, the Shats. Awesome. Dude, that's great. Dude, I don't know anything about this, but definitely let me know what you think of the Unexplained. Dude, that's awesome. Then also over here they've got some new indie releases. Very nice. And the first thing I'm seeing is they got Escape from Pretoria for $14.96 here. Plan your escape. Very nice, with Daniel Radcliffe and Daniel Weber. Now, I got a chance to watch this one on Amazon Prime, guys, and I really enjoyed this movie a lot, dude. The reason why I wanted to watch it was because of Daniel Radcliffe, and I love him as an actor, dude. He's done some really very interesting stuff after Harry Potter, man. He didn't go the typical, like, you know, poppy kind of route that some people after doing big sort of franchise stuff sort of go. He went more like dangerous stuff, more, you know, out there, weird, bizarre stuff than I think people wanted him to. And I'm really glad to see that, dude. He's an awesome actor, and I wanted to watch this for him. It's based on a true story about this prison escape for these two guys who were imprisoned basically for trying to help out, you know, this group of people and trying to, you know, stop this regime from hating on African Americans. And they ended up getting incarcerated in this prison that no one has ever escaped from, and they have to try to figure out a way to escape from it and survive, and so that the prison guards and everybody doesn't really know what's going on, and they've got to keep it a secret. It's a really fantastic movie, dude. I really enjoyed this one quite a bit, man. I mean, I think the acting here is great. I think Daniel Radcliffe is awesome here. I love the sort of prison escape stuff here. I've always really loved these type of movies, and this one is no exception. I will admit, though, the movie, it's entertaining, and I did enjoy it, and I love sort of the intrigue of the escape, but it's not the most exciting, like, prison escape movie ever. There is moments of a little bit of dullness to it, and they try to keep it being exciting and thrilling by, like, the wooden keys and, you know, will they, won't they escape. They try to keep it exciting and on the edge of your seat, but they don't quite succeed fully. But it's still actually a pretty good movie, though, guys, and honestly, I would highly recommend this one, man. It's not bad. I actually really enjoyed Escape from Pretoria. Pretty interesting story, man. Definitely enjoyed this one. You get interviews with cast and crew, deleted scenes, and behind-the-scenes footage. Not bad on that one, guys. They also have American Martyr. Interesting. Her calling is destruction. Look at that. Interesting cover, man. An alt-right Christian terrorist in the United States claims to hear the voice of God commanding her to attack federal buildings. Okay. Pretty plain and simple, man. Shit. These sort of, like, terrorist sort of movies, man, some of them I like, and some of them I'm a little not a huge fan of. I think my most favorite one I really like is Arlington Road with Jeff Bridges. I really enjoy that one quite a bit, man. That's a really great sort of movie about domestic terrorism. Really fantastic ones. There's other ones that I'm kind of a casual fan of, but Arlington Road is a big one. Not sure if this one would equal Arlington Road, but interesting. American Martyr. They also have Bravestone. Look at this. To fix the future, you must fight the past. Very nice. Look at this, man. It kind of looks like Transformers, Robot Jocks, and Pacific Rim sort of had a threesome, and they sort of spat out Bravestone. Whoa, look at that. It's an interesting cover. In the year 2050, mankind is extinct. The last survivors travel back in time to stop the invader, the Kilgus. Ooh, very cool, man. Nice. I like sort of like robot type of movies, dude. Like I said, Robot Jocks is really cool. Pacific Rim, I think I like the first one better than the second one, but it's still pretty cool, man. Transformers, Alright, man, those Transformers movies blow, but some of the sort of cool, like, designs of the Transformers themselves and Decepticons are really cool. This could be cool with some, like, cool designs and some action. It's probably really low budget, but it could be cool, actually. Interesting. They also have Devil's Fairground. Look at this. Welcome to the gateway to hell. Look at that. That's awesome. I love that cover, man. The Devil's Fairground. Nice. The two stars of competing paranormal television shows converge on an abandoned amusement park, which ends up being the epicenter to hell. Crap with no way to escape. All war against pure and unrelenting evil. Look at that. Dude. Dude, that guy's fucked. That guy is all kinds of fucked, man. Whoa. Look at that weird shit. Dude, this kind of looks cool, man. Sort of a weird sort of descent into hell and madness and trying to survive it. It actually kind of looks pretty cool, man. If they do the creature effects well and the gore and everything, this could be really effective, dude. This could be like a sleeper horror hit, man. I love the cover, dude, and like I said, that imagery is really cool. I have to look more into this one, man. That doesn't look half bad. Devil's Fairground. They also have Ella Bella Bingo. Let the adventure begin. Oh, and look, it's Dove approved. Nice. Can't go one of these videos without finding a Dove approved one, man. Very nice. Again, it's kind of another one of those sort of knockoff animated movies. It really is. Kind of looks interesting, though. But again, they always put out these sort of knockoff animated movies just for, sort of a cheap movie to sort of pick up for the kids. Doesn't look half bad, though. They also have Little Joe. Evil is grown here. Look at that. With Ben Whishaw. Oh, nice. I like Ben Whishaw from the newer Bond films. Interesting cover. Ooh, what the fuck is that? Yo. This is a single mother plant breeder. Oh, man. That looks cool. That plant looks like a more updated, fucked up version of like, the whole thing of like, feed me, Seymour, feed me. This one, you're gonna need to feed it a lot of fucking bodies, man. Yo. They're experimenting and with this weird plant. Dude, that looks cool. This looks like a really weird, like, nature horror film, dude. It looks really cool, man. Whereas with something like, with other things like, with Audrey 2 and movies like that was more comedy, but it had horror elements to it. This is like a straight up horror film. And it kind of reminds me of like that movie Splice with Sarah Polley, which I've always really enjoyed, dude. Sort of, science and sort of messing with nature and sort of the consequences of that. It looks really cool, dude. That's really awesome, man. God, this is one I'm definitely going to have to look into. It looks really cool, dude. Little Shop of Horrors meets Splice. Nice. It's got Q&A session with an actress and the director. And the director's a woman. Interesting. God, I'm going to have to look this one up. This looks really cool, dude. Little Joe. They also have Raja, God of the Monsters. Look at this thing. He's stomping on buildings and he's all pissed off. Interesting sort of kaiju tale, I'd imagine. Interesting. I like the cover, though. Cover's really cool, man. Oh, it's from SRS Cinema. Nice. Dude, SRS Cinema, the guy who runs SRS Cinema actually lives close to me, swear to God. He's a really cool guy, man. He does a lot of very weird, bizarre horror movies, man. And he puts out a lot of weird sort of out there B-movie horror flicks, low budget stuff. But some of the stuff is really cool, man. Definitely look up SRS. Interesting company, man. By far, cool to see one of his releases here at Walmart, dude. Nice. Global warming leads to excessive melting of the southern polarized disrupting Earth. Among the kaiju. Oh, nice. Kind of like obviously probably a pale imitation of Godzilla, but it's kind of like an homage to Godzilla, kind of a lower budget tale with a creature that kind of looks somewhat like Godzilla. Gojira. Raja, god of the monsters. Well, if Godzilla's king of the monsters, Raja's got to be god? Whatever. Something. I mean, could be kind of cool. Little kind of kaiju action. Not bad. Got making of Raja, TV commercials, trailer. Bad. They've also got We Go In at Dawn. The World War II mission to save Operation Overlord. Interesting. Look at this. We Go In at Dawn. Not bad. Interesting cover. 6 days before D-Day, Victor Lawrence, a lieutenant in the British Air Force, is shot down over France. I do really like a good World War II tale. I've told you guys before, I really do like a good war movie. I think it just depends on the war movie itself, and if I'm into it or not, and if they tell a good story with good characters, and if they do, I'd be really into it. This one kind of looks like one I might be into. The cover's kind of plain though, but I like the synopsis, man. And there's been some really good sort of war movies as of late, man. Things like 1917 are really good, so maybe this is not bad. Probably not as good as 1917, but not bad at all. You've got that, and they also have Camp Coldbrook for $9.96. Some ghost stories turn out to be true. Love this cover, man. Love this cover. Now, I actually got a chance to watch this one on Amazon Prime as well, and it definitely looked interesting, and I wanted to watch it, man. A great cast, dude. Chad Michael Murray, Daniel Harris, Courtney Gaines. Not bad, man. Not bad at all, dude. I love the cover there with like the crazy ghost chick in the camera image. Love that, dude. Cool, man. It's honestly not bad. It's basically about sort of this reality show that's going to this sort of abandoned sort of campgrounds and everything, where there was like this whole horrific incident that took place, and then sort of the campgrounds come to life, and sort of they're now getting stalked and killed by something, and they have to try to escape. It's actually not bad, man. I really did enjoy this one, dude. I think the horror's pretty cool here. The acting, the acting's a little bit on the campy side, but it's a low budget horror flick. What the hell you want, man? But it's actually pretty good, dude. I like the kills. The blood and gore isn't half bad here. Yeah, this is actually a pretty cool sort of campy horror flick. And it's presented by Joe Dante, too. Not bad, man. This is pretty cool, dude. Yeah, I didn't mind this one, man. I thought it was pretty fun. Definitely give this one a look, especially if you're into like Danielle Harris. I know a lot of you guys really love Danielle Harris, and a lot of you guys are like consider her a major like scream queen, and I definitely do too. But yeah, this was a fun one. I definitely had a fun with sort of the horror aspects of this. Definitely give this one a look, dude. Audio commentary, Ruben Palmer, blooper reel, digital trailer. Not bad special features, man. Yeah, definitely give this one a look. I don't think you guys will definitely be disappointed. Not bad at all, man. Not bad whatsoever. And not bad this week, guys. Pretty cool, man. Some cool indie stuff, some interesting Shatner. Not bad at all. Knew there's gonna be some good ones this week over at this Walmart. It definitely didn't disappoint. Let's head out. Not bad in the release department this week, guys. Not bad at all, man. I mean, yeah, they have the new releases that I've been showing off at a couple of the stores, but I came in here to check out some of the cool, like, indie B-movie horror titles that they have that Walmart specializes in, and they did not disappoint at all, man. That's some really cool stuff. Usually I'm not always a fan of some of those ones, or some of them don't really interest me, but a couple of those really do interest me, man. There's some really interesting stuff. You know, it's kind of interesting. Yes, some of the major releases come out, and yeah, you want to always look at the new releases, but some of those indie titles, dude, never sleep on some of the indie titles. Always look into them and give them a chance, because you have no idea how many times I've been surprised by some of them, and I pick them up from a whim and just check them out, and I've been really surprised by it, and this is no exception, man. Really cool titles this week at Walmart here. Some really cool indie stuff by far, man. They always do a good job here, and it is no exception, man. And they definitely did pack up the releases more in a big bad way. Definitely restocked, and they do a damn good job at it too. Not bad. All right, let's head out. All right, everybody. That'll do it for the Blu-ray and DVD out and about video this week. And, you know, it's really fascinating to me. It really honestly is fascinating to still see all of these new releases and newer physical media out at the stores, because, you know, with the pandemic stuff going on and the shutdown stuff really in full effect, I keep going into these places thinking, this is the week that we're not going to get any new releases or anything at these stores. Because, again, with the shutdown really being sort of in sort of the big full effect that it is, you know, people are not working, there's supply chain issues, you know, getting the media to these stores is not as simple as that may have been otherwise. But at the same time, I think these companies are a little bit under pressure, because, look, they've committed to a release date for these releases. They have to try to get it to these stores, to these places by release dates. There's pre-orders. On top of that, look, they've already made the discs, they've already manufactured them, the disc artwork, the special features, everything. So I think to them, they're realizing that maybe they're losing more money by holding it back than in order to put it out in the stores. It's really tough to say. I would have, if it was me, maybe held back these releases until later on, maybe late May, early June. I mean, this is coming from a guy who honestly loves physical media and loves going to the stores. You know, but at a certain point, you know, I think it's out of these companies' control. You know, you end up committing to something, and you've just got to do it. And that's what these companies are doing, good or bad. I mean, like I said, there's going to come a point later on in the year where we're just not going to get any new releases coming out in these stores, guys. I mean, you have to understand, with the movie theaters being closed, there's no movies coming out, which means that, you know, 3-4 months from then, we would get the Blu-rays and the DVDs and the 4Ks, and we're just not going to get it. So it's going to be very interesting later on in the year with where physical media is going to go, especially with these newer releases. What's going to happen? What are we going to see? There's really no telling at this point. I mean, right now, we're going to be getting a lot of great releases for April, a lot of great releases for May, but there will come a point where the well is going to dry up in a big bad way, and I'm very curious to what's going to happen with that, man. Again, that's why I almost think it would have been in the company's best benefits to maybe hold back these releases and say, well, we're not going to release the stuff right now. People are not really buying much physical media. Let's wait until later on, and then we're just going to flood the market with it. But there's also issues with that as well. So there's really no good or bad way at looking at it. It's just, this is the situation, and this is what has to be dealt with. So, you know, I appreciate still checking out the media at these stores, and there was definitely a good amount at all of the places. So physical media ain't stopping anytime soon, but there will come a point, man. Trust me. So Buckle your seatbelt. It's coming, man. But in the meantime, look, man, there's a lot of really great stuff out there for sure, man. Hopefully you picked up something good. Definitely let me know. As far as I'm concerned, well, I got one package, but boy, is it a big one. And that's from Severin. Yes, I got a package in the mail from Severin Films. Now, I told you guys last month they were having a huge bonanza of sales. Vinegar Syndrome was, and Shout Factory, and Severin, and Criterion, and Arrow. Everybody's going out of their way for sales, man. And I took advantage of it through Severin. Now, I picked up not one, not two, not three, but four titles that I got in the mail, guys. I got a zombie film that I've been dying to watch. I got a documentary which I watched years ago and I loved so much and I wanted it in the collection. I also ended up picking up this sort of cool sort of 80s unknown slasher film which I've never seen before, which looks really cool, and a early Paul W.S. Anderson movie starring Jude Law, which looked really cool and futuristic, and I kind of liked it quite a bit, man. So I picked up four titles. Why not? I took advantage of the sale, and hey, it finally came to my doorstep. Not half bad, guys. But you will not get to find out exactly what I picked up until my Blu-ray Pickles video for April will drop next month. It will show off all of the titles that I picked up for the month. And by God, man, it's going to be a good month. If I get everything that I think I'm going to get, it is going to be a really, really good month for physical media. I say if I'm going to get some of these titles because with the shutdown stuff happening and mail service being sort of iffy at points, there's going to be a little bit of a lull here and there. So I'm hoping that I'm able to get some of the titles that I definitely pre-ordered. But again, some cool retro titles, limited editions, collector's editions. Some really cool stuff that I'm getting for April, man. Hopefully, let's pray to the movie gods. Hopefully, I will get some of that cool stuff, guys. So there is stuff definitely coming that I'm definitely looking forward to in a big bad way. So definitely check that video out when it drops, guys. By far. And before I let you guys go, I wanted to talk about physical media for a second. And I want to talk about physical media because, you know, with some of my downtime that I've had, and honestly, I really don't even get that much downtime anyways, because I'm still working. I'm still working 40 plus hours. I'm editing videos and I'm trying to plan stuff. And yeah, I don't get much downtime anyways, guys. But when I do, I look up some articles. And I looked up this article about physical media and how this crisis, this pandemic that's happening right now, this shutdown, how it will be the end of physical media and how they are thankful that it will be the end of physical media. Now, they didn't talk about movies. They talked about more in terms of gaming than they did about movies. But it's pretty much the same idea. And basically what this person in the article was talking about is the fact of the online streaming service and, you know, and the sort of world of online gaming and how it would be much better if the physical copies didn't exist, because then the prices of these online services would go down and, you know, it would just be easier to deal with the online gaming world than it would be the physical world. Now, I'm not much of a gamer. I can't really explain that part of the world here with gaming, but I believe this guy is completely and utterly wrong, man. I really do. And the reason why I say this, not to knock the guy down exactly who wrote the article, because he believes in what he believes in, and fair enough, right? But he talks about prices being lower once physical media is gone. And that's not entirely true, guys. I mean, if you think about it like this, let's say physical media, because of this shutdown, dies. Let's just say that companies realize we're not making that much money off of these physical copies. Why are we putting all the money into making them? Let's just cut it off altogether and just, streaming is streaming. You're just going to have to deal with it. Okay, fine. Do you really think these companies, now that streaming is king, would end up lowering the prices of their streaming services? Really? They're not going to lower the prices of their streaming service. No gaming service is going to do that. No streaming movie service is going to do that. Do you know why? Because they would literally look at the market and say, well, now there's no physical copies for anybody to buy. So if you really want to watch these movies, you're going to pay whatever price that we set. Because if you don't, I guess you just don't get the movies. That's what's going to happen, guys. Prices are not going to go down. Prices are going to skyrocket with the streaming services. They're going to skyrocket because they realize that you don't have the other outlets that you have to check out the physical media, to buy it and keep it for years. You're just going to have to stream whatever they tell you that they're going to stream. And you're just going to eat it up and like it, and that's it. And there will be so many movies and even so many games that will be lost because these streaming services will just not be interested in those movies at all. They're just going to be like, oh, this movie here? Oh, yeah, bullshit. Oh, yeah, a movie like The Sentinel. Oh, yeah, The Sentinel? Yeah, nobody's going to watch that. We're not going to put it on the streaming service. It's decisions like that happen every single day on these streaming services. That's why physical media is so important. Beyond important. The fact that you can have these movies and you can access them at any time you want. No streaming service is going to tell you what you're going to watch dictated on what they put on the service, and you're just going to pay whatever. If you have the disc, it's yours, and those streaming services can fuck off. Like, again, I love streaming services. I watch Netflix and Disney Plus and everything, and I adore them. But getting rid of physical media is not the option. It's not the solution. It's not going to help anything. It's not going to lower costs. And that's just ridiculous. That's ridiculous talk, man. And, you know, I'm still going to buy physical media. I'm still going to be pushing for this medium 110%, guys. You know me. But, you know, honestly, it's up to the individuals. If you love physical media, you're going to support it. If you don't and you care about only streaming, you're going to do that. It's based on personal preference. The physical media market is a collector's market, and that's what it's become. It's become niche. But that niche is still very much worth it to put these titles out for the people who want them. And I definitely do, and I know you guys do as well. So definitely let me know about all that malarkey that I'm hearing, guys. Definitely let me know about all that. And keep up to date with everything I'm doing through Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. FilmFan108, keep up to date with everything I'm doing, plus special pictures and videos I put on the internet from time to time. And also make sure that you are keeping up to date with the channel because I will be releasing soon some more movie reviews. I've been editing like a crazy person as of late, trying to get those done. Also coming up very soon is going to be the February pickup video. And, oh, I can't wait to show you guys the February pickup video. Oh, my God. So many great titles. You guys are going to love it. Well, hopefully you guys are going to love it. Some really great stuff I got, man. So hopefully you guys are going to like that. And other content that's coming as well. Trust me, guys. The well is not running dry anytime soon. There's a lot of stuff to put out there and content, so hopefully you guys will definitely eat it up. Hoping, and thank you so much to all my subscribers. The love that you give me subscribing and commenting, I really appreciate it. You guys give me the love so much, and hopefully I give the love back to you as well. So thank you beyond words so much, guys. I appreciate it. The Film Fan Nation is awesome, and it's a great movie-loving community, and you have given me faith in movies so much, and hopefully I've done the same for you as well. So thank you. Alright guys, I will see you back next week for a brand new Blu-ray and DVD out and about video. Take care everybody, and happy hunting.